there's an article when I transition to. It's not great news. This is a gentleman. Maybe I shouldn't even call him a gentleman who
definitely
did
not
some
a
naughty stuff. So a guy named Cedric Griffin has scammed almost $6 million from about 50 people, including professional athletes, getting anywhere between $10,000 to $1 million into what is now has been determined as a Ponzi scheme by the Security and Exchange Commission. He's a real estate broker. On top of the money he has schemed out of people, he owes 5 of his former real estate agents about $250,000 in real estate commissions. Obviously, not a good look, not a good thing to do. Like we said before, we don't really like to point, fingers to people, but this is, important to talk about because with so much opportunity for development and projects in Jacksonville, there's going to be some bad characters who are going to do things like this. And, vetting out the right person, knowing the kind of the history of them, what deals they've been involved in, the returns, doing your due diligence is important, but this definitely doesn't shed good light on the greater real estate community at large. Have you guys seen this story?
I did see it, actually. I remember hearing about this a couple of years ago when it took place. And it goes back to what you just said, Scott. It's the due diligence piece. If the deal sounds too good to be true, it might be true. But you got to do your due diligence. You got to dig into it. You got to look. And, too often that's, where these guys do. They prey on an individual's greed, promising massive returns, and then they get
I mean, a lot of his clients were athletes and politicians and people that can drop $100,000 to $1 million apparently on that kind of stuff, maybe with not a lot of questions asked, which blows my mind. But I guess when you got that kind of money, you don't you'll take your shot. But yeah, it just makes you wonder what he was kind of saying to get everybody to buy into that in the first place.
Yeah. Seems like he's a great salesman.
Must be a great salesman.
Yeah, it took him a few years to catch this guy, but he is definitely came to the end of the line, whatever the figure of speech is. Yeah. So it's good to see that someone who has done these bad deeds has now been arrested.
He's on the run for 2 years.
And he's going to have to answer for everything that he done. And hopefully all the people who put their money in, there's something there to get back. But in most cases, you're kind of screwed forever. Let's talk about another real estate story that's kind of unique and interesting. Did you see this Ferrari house?
Yeah, it's super cool.
So this Ferrari house, 22,000 square feet with an auto gallery. Where is this at? This is just south of us in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's down in Delray.
Down in Delray. Will, you brought this story to my attention. $50 million list price.
Yeah.
I think you're a Ferrari fan, is why you thought this would be a cool thing. What do you know about this house?
What it really caught my attention is they actually had a classic Ferrari on display. I think it was in the living room.
Yeah, didn't come with it.
It didn't come with the house,
For $50 million, you don't get the Ferrari.
I'm wondering if they had disclosed it. Well, it just shows that that what the other part that really caught my eye is we talk a lot about building wealth through real estate, right? The entity that purchased it has ties to a real estate corporation, right? So when you're smart, not like Ponzi scheme guy, but when you are smart with your investing and you're investing into real estate, there are a segment of the population that's going to lead them down a road where they can purchase a, $59 million themed Ferrari house, right? Because since the beginning of time, there's been money in real estate. There will continue to be money in real estate. And while everyone else is talking about market crash and depreciation of assets, this, that, and the other, there's still millions of dollars in the marketplace that are happening. What we didn't put here is there was there's about 33% more listings currently right now than there were this time last year, which is, if you're looking to buy, this is an amazing opportunity to get a deal, right? Because not a lot of sellers out there. So if you're looking, this is an opportunity to buy. So if you're looking for You know, I can't get you a Ferrari house, but we could find you something for 50 million. If you're in the market, let me know. I'll help you out.
Wes, will you buy the Ferrari house?
If I could afford it, I'd buy a Ferrari
would
house.
buy it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it wasn't even on the market very long. Just right after
No,
it listed, and it was pretty much just scooped up. Somebody must have had an eye on it. I don't know. I see stuff like this. I think it's absolutely amazing. That no matter what, there's people out there that have the ability to do this with money. Even in our market, Jacksonville, you go down to Ponte Vedra, there's plenty of different areas you can drive along, see these magnificent, just beautiful homes. You know, they're worth millions of dollars, and somebody owns them. Somebody, you know, could be the third or fourth house, but somebody owns that stuff. So you figure, you know, for the average, I always think about it like this: the average person that's out there, they're working, they're trying to find a job. You know, they're not typically getting employed with an automatic check of, you know, $1 million a year to be able to afford stuff like that. So, you know, there's a lot of people that have made money that can afford that. And probably a lot of them in real estate, you know? So like you said, that's why our company, we're in real estate. We do development. We know where, you know, opportunities and wealth lies. And this is just a cool opportunity, for somebody. I mean, talk about a cool house, man. This thing is, I'm just looking at some pictures here and all the cool stuff that's in it. It's got its own Himalayan salt room. It's got all sorts of stuff. So, you know, sick. I guess if you can imagine it, you can build it, right? Sure. So that's pretty cool.
For 50 mil, man, everything better be state of the art. I'm talking about, you know what I mean?
Right?
Jeez.
Too bad it didn't come with the cars, though. You have to stock it yourself with the cars, apparently.
You know, you can usually ask for things in the deal. So maybe if it doesn't come with it, if you maybe with a full list offer, hey man, why don't you go ahead and throw that Ferrari in there? I don't even know what does a Ferrari even cost nowadays.
It depends.
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 Okay, so,
Yeah.
All right.